Wow, motherhood isn't for the faint of heart at all. Today's mothers do not have an easy task on their hands. To boot, most of you have modern conveniences that unfortunately your grandparents and their grandparents did not have. But along with the microwave, the crock pot, the dishwasher, or the Roomba. Does anybody have a Roomba here? No? It's a little thing that goes around on the floor and vacuums while you're at work. That's awesome. Yeah. The scuba, the dirt dog, the Vero, the luge, the garbage disposal, the frost-free refrigerator, the self-cleaning oven, and no iron clothes, and online bill pay. Well, with all of that comes a host of responsibilities that makes today's moms busier and more stressed than any other time in history. Today, many a mom is expected to not only cook the bacon, but to bring it home. And even though she may work 40 hours plus, she is still expected to be the main housekeeper. Most moms keep the house, cook the meals, wash the clothes, pay the bills, juggle extracurricular activities, taxiing their kids around, and communicating with their children. Even if she has a husband willing to help with such tasks, seldom is it an even split. No, motherhood isn't for sissies. And as we all know, it's a good thing, a very good thing, as you all will agree with me, that God designed women to be mothers. If men had been given the task little, life wouldn't be a pretty picture at all. If men had been given this task, case in point, consider this list of surefire ways to tell if you're a mom. Okay? Y'all can all agree or disagree with me. This is not, well, you might be a mom if thing. This is a sure thing, if you agree with these things. Number one, if you have more than one child, you count the sprinkles on each child's cupcake to make sure that they're equal. Or you count the peas on their plate to ensure that those are equal as well. Number two, if you hire a babysitter and you haven't been out with your husband in a really long time, and you go out on a date, then you spend the whole night talking about your children. Number three, you know that you're a mom if you use your own saliva to give them a new hairdo or clean off their face. Number four, you are definitely a mom if your child throws up and you catch it. And finally, you are definitely a mom if you're at a birthday party and another child throws up and you just keep on eating. Doesn't even faze you. You just keep on eating. And perhaps this is why most mothers can understand the sentiments of one who wrote, "In my next life, I want to be a bear." If you're a bear, you get to hibernate. And you do nothing but sleep for 6 months. I personally could deal with that. And before you hibernate, you stuff yourself stupid. I could deal with that too. I could so deal with that. And if you're a mama bear, you birth your children the size of a walnut while you're sleeping, okay? And then you wake up to partially grown, cute little cubs. I could definitely deal with that too. And if you're a mama bear, everyone knows you mean business. You swat anyone who comes near your cubs. And if your cubs get out of line, you swat them too. And I could deal with that. Like to deal with that. And if you're a mama bear, your mate expects you to wake up grumpy. And growling. And he expects that you will have hairy legs and excess body fat. Yep, I want to be a mama bear. How about you ladies? Another thing I got out of a paper says one Mother's Day, the For Better or Worse comic strip portrayed mom tossing and turning on her bed. She's thinking about her role as a mother. And the conversation balloons that are above her head reveal this inner turmoil that's going on. And it says, am I too tough? Am I too lenient? Do I give in too much or too seldom? Do I listen to what the kids say? Do I understand them? Do I nag them too much? Am I even a good mother at all? And then the last frame shows her little son Michael lying on his bed thinking, the problem with parents is they just think they know it all. Well, no, especially a mother, she never truly believes that she knows it all. It's actually quite the opposite. Most mothers worry that they aren't even doing enough. The fear that they're going to fail their children is heavy on their heart. They lament the fact that they aren't the supermoms of television and the movies. And it doesn't help when on Mother's Day, people like me read Proverbs 31 and really just try to make you feel guilty. What wife and mother could possibly live up to that? How could any woman read that passage without walking away feeling like an absolute failure by comparison? Isn't that what it sounds like? At least that's the way it makes me feel, personally. But I think that's a wrong-headed reading of this chapter. I don't think Proverbs 31 should be read through the eyes of a demanding husband scolding his wife. See, you should be more like that. Nor through the eyes of a foolish young groom announcing, that's not the way my mom used to do it. While his bride tries to live down the reputation of her mythical, always did everything right mother-in-law. Neither is Proverbs 31 the nightmare of a guilt-ridden, overworked mom going over all the impossible demands life places on her. That's not what this chapter really is about. And I suggest that we need to read it like Ray Barone after his eye-opening encounter with his wife Deborah. You remember the television show Everybody Loves Raymond? I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but this episode, I remember. I saw it many years ago, and I never forgot it. In one episode, this particular one, Ray, the always messing things up at home sports writer, is having a money argument with his stay-at-home wife and mother of three, Deborah. He insists that he doesn't have to explain every financial decision to Deborah, and she takes exception to that. So far, so good. But as always, Ray doesn't know when to keep quiet. After all, he says, I'm the one making the money. What do you contribute to this household? And if that weren't bad enough, Ray mumbles something about how he should charge her rent. And as the words tumble out, Deborah's eyes get really, really big. And if it were a cartoon, you would see steam coming out of her ears. And the audience gasps. And Brother Robert, who's always sitting there watching TV, he gets up, he's a little unraveled, and he heads out the door because he knows something's about to brew and come up.